I will say this, though. Warriors lost game 1 of the finals. Right now, I'd be putting a lot of money on the Warriors to win that series. Down 1-0. They're not favorites anymore because being down 1-0. I'd take the Warriors.
Hey, welcome back to Fade the Mahoney. We're doing a series recap of the Gators and the Diamondbacks, which we just watched from Friday. We're going to try to get this out really early. Don't tell anybody. We're going to try to get this out before Pipe It Up comes out for once. We're going to try to get it out. It's a good show. We're joined by Jimmy Knorp once again, who played in the series. We were going to be joined by Chris Cheetam, but he's currently on a statewide victory parade. And according to him, poor Wi-Fi in Mackinac City. So he couldn't get on there with us. As always, Trevor's with us. He's the in-house Major League Wiffle Ball expert. New viewers, Fade the Mahoney. We cover all major sports from a gambling point of view, up to and including Major League Wiffle Ball. My name's Mike. This is Trevor. For the past several weeks and for several months into the future, we're focusing on Major League Wiffle Ball because it's fun and because most of the players are so cool that they'll come on the show and talk to us about it.
Absolutely.
So, let's recap. Trevor, do you want to start with hard-hitting questions or should I get into it?
I have two things to say first.
Okay.
First of all, I also heard that Chris is busy counting all his money. I heard that he put a substantial wager in on the Gators also to win the series.
Well,
not there.
That was plus 130, if I remember correctly. I mocked you for making a terrible line. You only had the DBacks at minus 150. I bet on them. And
it also looks like, the other thing I want to say, also looks like you were angrily taking your Jimmy Knorp jersey behind you and putting it into a ball and throwing it into the wall.
I was wearing it for good luck and I didn't have a chance to wash it and iron it. So that's my fault. I apologize for the condition that it's in, but everybody go buy the Jimmy Knorp jersey. Yep. This guy's been on the show twice. He deserves people to buy the jersey. And we've
show me some love, guys. Show me some love.
We've changed a lot.
I can start with the hard-hitting questions then.
And I'll recap the betting real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You set the over-under at 17.5. On the show, I took the under because Chris sort of gave it away, maybe a little bit. We read him as being the under. We canceled the bet because it was the only fair thing to do. But unders, overs are now only 5 and 4. Does that sound right, Trevor? Unders.
That's right. I think I've done a great job with these, man. I got to tell you.
Well, yeah, you're the best.
And also, actually, the funny thing is, if there was no max on an inning, Jonah had that home run there, it would have hit over.
Yeah,
max.
I have a question about that. Can you remind me of that in a second when I'm done here? So 3 in a row for the unders. Gators were plus 130. Betting on the underdogs, especially the last few weeks, have been very profitable. I think it's 3 underdogs in a row that have won the series. And for the latter wagering, Trevor, you had first pick and you took Jimmy Knorp, who had an excellent series.
Thank you.
I got stuck with Chris Cheetam. So again, I beat you again. I've beat you every week. I think it's 5-0. I've beat you every week. But for the slate long, you have half of your squad done. You had Knorp and Cheetam both for the slate. You've got 83.5 points, which is pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Good start.
You're tough to beat. All right, on to your hard-hitting questions. Go ahead.
All right, first question. I've obviously, the first game you guys looked good. You looked unhittable. And then I guess the first question is the decision to start flooding game 2 with Bennett DHing. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as a manager, I can admit when I probably made a mistake there. I don't like to go back-to-back games personally, especially because that was the hottest wiffle ball game I've ever played. And it was like 97 degrees out that day. However, I think in the big game, I should have probably went to Jonah. Jonah's had big game experience. But coming into the series, I really wanted Jonah just to focus on hitting. He's been struggling so much at the plate this year. I just want him to hit. And last year, the Gators hit him pretty well. So I wanted to mix it up and go with Trey Flood. Probably the Gators weren't going to expect that. However, they did see Flood pretty well. And Jonah he's earned the ball. I mean, for what he did for us in the World Series last year, I probably should have given it to him. But, I always say it doesn't really matter because you can't win when you don't score anyways. We got shut out that game. So even if I pitched, I give up 1 run, we lose. If Jonah pitches, he gives up 1 run, we lose. But however, they did get that momentum switch pretty early when Trey gave up 2 runs in the first. He's young. I mean, got to remember that. So he probably won't get too many starts the rest of the way as long as we still have playoff hopes. It'll be pretty much me and Jonah going for the rest of the year. So if I had to do it over again, I probably would have given it to Jonah, though.
As someone who laid the lumber with the Diamondbacks, I was definitely disappointed when you didn't go back out for the second game.
Yeah.
I'm not nearly the expert that you guys are, but they couldn't touch you. I just thought, but what you said about it being so hot out, I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. I just hate losing money. So
yeah, but I mean, Cheetam went back-to-back games though, so if he can do it, I can do it.
That's a good point.
Yep.
So the next question I have is the big difference to me in the second game was the secondary piece. This is usually how it comes down to in these games. Zerlag had 2 hits in the second game. He had a big walk, I think, that brought up Chris back up the plate. Jorgensen was 1 for 4 with the 2 RBIs. And then on the other side of things, Heath and Bennett combined 0 for 6. That was kind of the story of the whole series as it came down to that in the third game as well. So what's the plan moving forward? Are you guys going to just stick with the 3-man? Are you going to give Bennett some more bats? What's the plan?
I think I got to let the guys who won it last year have the chance to get us back to where we need to be. As long as we're still in playoff contention, it's going to be me, Jonah, Shimo for here on out. I got to let those guys get their shot. I love Casey Bennett. I don't think Casey Bennett's really confident at the plate right now. He kind of views himself. He went 8th overall. I think he views himself more as like a Gus player. That's not why I drafted Casey Bennett. I'm confident that he's a good wiffle ball player, but I don't think he sees that yet. He needs a little bit more time. So I got to roll with us 3. And like you said, when it comes down to the secondary pieces, I was really happy in game 1 because in my pregame interview, I said, I need to be better on the mound and we need somebody to step up on the plate. In game 1, I was back to myself on the mound. Jonah stepped up big time at the plate. He had 3 hits, including a home run. And then games 2 and 3, we kind of just went back to what we've been doing all year, which isn't going to get it done.
Can the question I had, just logistically, does Heath get 3 RBIs for that or not?
He does. I actually think I heard Kyle say that in the video, or not in the video, at the field. He said it at the field. He was like, yeah, Jonah will still get 3 RBIs for that, which I didn't know that either. I thought he only would get 1. So I also think, in my opinion, I think it's time we kind of get rid of the mercy cap. I think pitchers are good enough where you should just you got to let it keep going. I think it's time.
I agree with you on that for sure. It doesn't even come into play that often. It's not like
it's very rare.
Yeah, it's not like 3 or 4 years ago where you have those games where somebody's just pitching that shouldn't even really be pitching, and they're giving they're just going to go up. It's not like that anymore. So I think I agree with you on that.
Well, especially now that we have this huge market of over/under betting, it really screws things up. So that's a good point.
Yeah, pitchers are just too good now. I don't think we need it.
Yep, I agree. Next question was, you seem to be seeing the ball really well. It just seemed like you knew what pitch was coming every time. Is that the case? Is it just we've heard a lot about from Ryan about the tipping of pitches and just knowing what's coming because of the different windups and stuff like that. Was that the case in this game? Because it just seemed like you were on everything they were throwing.
Yeah, actually, Jorgie did a pretty good job of mixing it up. I actually didn't really know what was coming out of his hand. It was kind of more just reaction, which isn't typical to my game. Normally, like you said, I know what's coming. That was the case with Chris for sure. Chris, I could he was tipping his pitches a little bit. I knew what was coming for sure, but I just did a really good job reacting. And with my pitching being so down this year, I'm still really happy with the way I'm hitting the ball. This is kind of more what I expect out of myself as a hitter. Last year, I had a crazy amount of home runs. This year, I think I'm at 4, which is kind of what I expect, just to put the ball in play, hit for average. I was really confident, even in my at-bats where I was making outs, I felt like I was hitting the ball hard. I was working the pitchers. I'm still thinking I'm doing a pretty good job taking my walks, swinging at strikes, looking at balls, which is how you be successful in this league. So I was happy with the way I was shooting the ball.
Shout out to my daughter, Jordan. We watched the series together, and I don't know, maybe after your 5th or 6th at bat, she said, wow, Jimmy's just hitting the ball hard every time. Yeah. That's what happened. You were
I appreciate that.
My turn here, Trevor, a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Did you notice, did you hear when Kyle said something about shout out to everybody who said that Jimmy was washed after last game?
Yeah. You guys, Oh, you guys should see my DMs this year. It's crazy how fast things turn. Like you're at the top of the world last year, nothing but love, and this year been a lot of slander. But you know what? It comes with being in the league, and I get that. I love the friendly banner. I love even the haters out there. I mean, I play. It's kind of hard because like it's a wiffle ball league, but we have a genuine fan base. Like when I'm out there on the field, like I know I'm playing for like downtown Diamondbacks. Like there's people who are DBack fans. So when you feel like you let those people down, it kind of sucks a little bit. But I mean, I got to be better on the mound. I know I have to be better on the mound. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff out there, but no excuses. I got to be better.
All right, Trevor. He said dealing with a lot of stuff. Go ahead and ask.
Perfect. It gets to game 3. So you guys, you threw this ridiculous pitch against Cheetam with the bases loaded, which kept the score at 1-0. And you looked hobbled as you came off on that pitch, and then you struck out the next at bat. It just didn't look like after that you were normal. And then I noticed in the 3rd inning, if you watch the video, the way that you're finishing your pitches, you're finishing them kind of straight up. So it looked like there was something going on there.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I did the big spin pitch to Cheetam to try to get a slider off. I think it was the inning before I threw a drop ball to Jorgensen, and that's when I felt something in my leg, and I was like, no, not again. And I remember after the strikeout to Chris, I definitely hobbled off. I took the massage gun. Casey Bennett always brings massage gun. I took it to my leg. Wasn't really fixing anything, and I was like, I almost didn't come out for the 3rd inning. But with the game being as big as it was, I knew I had to be the guy, and it did suck. And I don't know what the hell's going on this year. I don't know if it's the new mound. I don't know if I'm just not stretching, if I'm not hydrated, and I'm like cramping up in my right leg. But this is the 2nd series out of 3 where I've really felt some pain in my right leg, and I haven't felt it like in bullpens or anything before. I haven't picked up a wiffle ball since this series, so I'm going to be honest. I've been trying to take some time off, just not throw it all. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on, and it sucks because when I feel the pain in my leg, I'm focusing more on when I throw the pitch. Is this pitch going to hurt my leg more than I'm focusing on, hey, hit your spot, make a good pitch? And I feel like when Chris hit that grand slam, I was so disappointed in myself because it was, first of all, I threw him a riser. I didn't want to throw him a riser, but for some reason I threw him one anyways. And then I was trying to throw it outside for a ball, and I threw it right down the middle. And right when I let it go, I was like, this ball's gone. And it was just a tough feeling. So I need to get healthy. I don't know what's going on, but if we're going to go where we need to be, I got to be healthy on the mound and be focusing more on my pitching more than my injuries for sure.
How's the elbow? How's your elbow? That's where you had the MRI, right?
Yeah, my elbow actually, it was all right. I've been, I've been taking ibuprofen before the game, putting, what do you call it? Biofreeze on it before the game, which has helped a little bit. I didn't really feel too much pain in my elbow, honestly, so I was good there. But just the leg. And game 1 was fine. And then, like I said, I think it might have been the 1st inning. Threw the drop ball to Jorgensen. It was a really good drop ball, but you can kind of see me like hobble off the mound there. And then when I threw the slider to Chris, my leg just gave out. Like I couldn't even play. I fell over, rolled over. It was pretty funny. Sailor was at the game. He came and talked to me after. He goes, dude, what the hell's happening? I don't know, man. I was like, somebody's got to fix me up. Take that massage gun. But man, nothing was working.
Well, it's good to know that Bennett has some value. If he
for sure. He brings massage gun. That's something for us right now. Need somebody stepping with the plate, man. Somebody.
It just seems like the one thing I noticed is like you have so many different variations of your wind up and the finish, and it seems to me like that pitching mound could be the issue, because when you are pitching and you land differently each time, I think that could be what's affecting the leg. I mean, just from watching, you can see the way you land differently each time depending on your movement, and that wasn't the case I don't think last year. So
I think you're 100% right. And even like that slider to Chris, like I turned and went so much towards Chris on that pitch that I don't even think my leg landed on the mat. I think it landed on the grass. So I was probably off balance when I threw the pitch too. Yep. So probably right.
These injuries adding up really going to affect the numbers going forward, Trevor. Some work to do.
Yeah.
What you guys got left? You got the Eagles, right?
Eagles, Cobras in Vermont. Next series is huge.
Yeah. Gonna be tough.
Not giving up yet. Not giving up. Hey, we've been here before. My rookie year, we were 2-7, and we went on to win 6 in a row. So if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be us. I truly believe that.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, you just have to do better than the Gators do by 2 games. So
that's that's the thing that sucks though, by 2 games, because they got the head-to-head, so we're not necessarily. I'm a big Mallards fan now. Next series, I'll be pulling for the Mallards. I need some help. I think our goal is just win both series. I think if we go 4-2, we give ourselves a good chance. The Gators, I mean, they play the Mallards and the Wildcats. That's who we started with. That's a tough way to finish for them. But I think the Gators get more hate than they deserve. I actually think they're a pretty good team. I'll say it time and time again. I believe Chris Cheetam's a top 5 player in this league and one of the best 2-ways in the league. So we need to play well. We got to go 4-2. 5-1 would be great. Tough task for us with the Red Hot Eagles. They've been great all year. That pitching tandem with Dallas and Dan is not going to be easy, but hopefully Jonah can start picking him up at the plate because I need him. He's still confident. That's what I like about Jonah. Like, he's talking. He's like, I feel like I'm seeing the ball better, and he is. So hopefully we can turn it around.
I have a Cheetam-centric question here. Jimmy, do you guys have the infield fly rule in Major League Football?
That's a good question. I don't think we do. I've never heard it called.
Okay.
I've never seen a pop-up go up and Kyle call infield fly, so I don't think we do.
They had first and second, and Cheetam hit one up, and he didn't really hustle down the base path. And that's one of the things that we think is super important to teach the kids. So, Chris, you're not quite at the level of Bonham yet, but you're on my list. You gotta hustle when you hit those balls. I just assumed if you guys called infield fly, then it makes sense for him to lollygag. But otherwise, you got to move.
Yeah, no, you 100% right. You know what? My dad was my baseball coach growing up, and you know damn well if I had a pop up to the pitcher and I wasn't on first base by the time it was in his glove, there was going to be a problem. So, and I take that with me at wiffle ball. Every time I hit the ball, I'm going as hard as I can, make sure I get to base. Because also wiffle balls are hard to catch, man. Like, there's a lot of spin on them. Anything can happen. You can drop wiffle balls much easier than a baseball.
Also, we have to rag on Chris because he's probably too high right now, but it did come back to hurt them. But how bad was that base running mistake he made in the first inning too?
I don't even know what he was thinking. He must have thought there was 2 outs, right? Because the thing is, he led off the inning, so there's no way there could have been 2 outs by the time he gets back up. So I don't know what he's thinking. I turned around, the guy's on second base. Shima could have ran that ball to first base himself. I was like, all right.
He was thinking about the 10-game parlay he had that night.
Yeah.
All right, more on Cheetam. Let's do some more. How about that reaction after he intentionally walked you, and then Heath crushed the ball, and that was.
It's funny too because like I knew they were going to intentionally walk me. The Gators probably intentionally walked me more than any other team, but when Jonah hit that ball, I was at second base. And so, like, I have no angle of telling if it's fair or foul. But Kyle goes, foul ball, and I'm yelling, like, no way, that had to hook around, even though I have no idea where the ball was. I was like, that hooked around. Come on, Kyle.
He throttled that, and Cheetam, you could tell, he was sick to his stomach. He went.
Yeah, I wanted that ball to be fair so bad, man. I wanted Jonah to make him pay so bad. Close, man.
And while we're talking about those 2 guys, how long has there been beef between them? You know?
I always say that the Gators are our biggest rivalry in the league. I mean, Jorgensen went 1 in the draft. I went 2, first ever draft. So that's like big rivalry right there between us being the first and second pick. And then we give it to the Trenton guys. I mean, we're great friends at the end of the day, but when we're on the field, I hate playing the Gators. I know they hate playing us. With our big friendship and stuff, we want to beat them so bad. But I think Jonah's first ever series that he actually hit in was against the Gators, and Chris started in Jonah's first game. I think he took Chris deep 3 times. So they've been going back and forth forever. And it's pretty funny. But there's some meme of like Jonah flipping off Chris, and it's pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, it's usually
like it's all in good fun, obviously, but it's funny playing those guys. We want to beat them every time.
Usually PG what put out on there, but
I don't think Kyle caught that one because I've seen some pictures of it, so pretty funny.
Well, we also said it. It seems like this is great for us. We Mike and I talked about this. You know, we're gambling centric, and they have the DraftKings ad in the last video.
Yeah,
Jonah flipping off Cheetam. We're catering to an older audience that is good.
Right.
For us, so.
I didn't know we had that DraftKings sponsorship too till I saw the video. I was like, that's pretty cool. We got the promo code MLW. I was like, man, I'm using that promo code. Are you kidding me? I was like, give me those free bets.
That's awesome.
Trevor, you got any other hard hitting questions?
No, I think that covers everything that I wrote here in my notes.
I wanted, I thought I was very excited for our good friend and second player to ever join us on the show, Jorgensen. He hit the ball pretty darn well, hasn't had a great season, hit the ball well, and he was really feeling himself after the game, yelling at the camera. I felt that was directed at me when I thought the spread that you put out last week was too low, Trevor. I think he was yelling at me. So shout out Jordy.
Yep.
You guys did not get swept.
They did not. They did not. And Jordy actually did have a really good series too. We went out to eat after the game, and he asked me, he was like, "How many hits do you think I had?" And I told him like 6 or 7. Apparently, he only had 2, but I felt like he was hitting the ball. I mean, he was putting like a lot of foul balls against me for sure, and he was making me work. He had some good at bats. So shout out Jordy.
3. I had him down for 3. 3 for 10.
3.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's a good series.
7 is a season for Jordy.
Yep. 7. Yeah. I mean, we hit him well too, but I told him like his stuff looked better than it has all year. We saw him well. I don't know why, but
yeah, he had the one really bad inning. That was besides that, it was not too bad. Cheetam, the big difference I thought too, Cheetam had some in the previous series, he kept getting into jams and then he wouldn't get out of them. In this series, he got out of the jams this time.
Yep.
Big difference.
Right. I mean, that's wiffle ball. The big hit or avoiding the big hit. That's honestly it.
Yep.
All right. So for us going forward, this Friday's series is Eagles Mallards, correct?
Correct.
I think they switched around the schedule, but thankfully Trevor and I were on the ball. We had a sit down with Dallas Allen. So we're going to have a preview for that dropping on Thursday with Dallas Allen. The Preds play the Magic. Do you know if that's the following week or if that's 2 weeks? That's the following week. Okay. Trevor and I are going to talk to Ryan Cratch to preview that series. Then what do we have? Wildcats, Cobras, right?
Yep. Your buddy Drew Davis.
Yeah. Working on what we're going to do there. I think there's a chance we're going to have Drew back on and maybe even the Red Baron is going to join us. So that's the plan there. I got a few shout outs here if you'll bear with me. There's a gentleman on Instagram by the name of Matt Offrey. I think he's a big fan of Major League Wiffle Ball, and he's also a big fan of us, which is more important.
Cool.
He says his quote, what he said after watching one of our videos, this is hands down the best non-MLW sponsored content on YouTube. So very grateful.
It's hard to argue that.
And then also a shout out to a new subscriber on YouTube, Grivity. He gave us some crap for not taking Tommy in the slate draft, Trevor. So I bet you he goes in the next one.
We had 8 guys to choose from, and you know how valuable pitching is. And Tommy's only going to pitch 1 game. So
Yep. Shout out to Joey from MLW Stats. He's doing the Lord's work, posting all the ladders after doing all the calculations, making sure I win $100 every week. So thank you, Joey. And then I have several people, friends of the show, who have been on here and are friends of ours, who are all playing the World Series of Poker main event this week. So I want to give all these guys a shout out. We've got Greg Mueller, David Tuckman, the E-Donk, who has been the most, he's been on the show the most as far as the guest. He
bagged already too. You got to shout that out. Come on. Yeah,
he bagged like 143. They start with 60K in chips, and after day 1, he's got over 140. So good for him.
Let's go.
It's a miracle too for the way that guy plays poker.
Yeah.
His westward trip hasn't been going very well so far. Our guy Riddy, did you see what Riddy did yesterday, Trevor? He was
down to a bunch, right? And then he
was down to dust, and he bagged a good one. And then both Jeffrey from Florida and One Timer both playing today. We're recording on Monday. They're playing today.
I have one more shout out too. How did you not give a shout out to the wonderful SD Jen, who finished 2nd place in a $1,000 buy-in event for $200,000, and she's so got to give her some love too.
Friend of ours, SD Jen, she was actually on my Calcutta team for the playoffs last year in the NFL, if I remember correctly. 2nd place, this close to a bracelet. So shout out SD Jen. All right. Any other Major League Wiffle Ball things we need to say? Jimmy, you need to feel better, man.
I need to feel better. I'm taking wiffle ball off to the All-Star game, and then we'll wrap it back up. So
I have a massage girl that comes to my house every 2 weeks. I might have to send her up to
send her my way.
Send her your way.
Send her my way. Need
Hey,
something.
do us a favor, the fans that are watching the All-Star game live, such as Chadwick, make sure you give him an autograph since
I'll sign an autograph from
he
Chad.
won't be playing.
He will not be there. He
All right.
will not.
That was our recap for Diamondbacks Gators. That was a lot of fun. Jimmy, appreciate you coming on. You're a
Hey,
great support.
thanks for having me on. I love being on. So
Oh,
Thanks, everybody.
shout out to you with the Warriors call after.
I told you, man.
Mhm.
They went down 1-0. Their
Printing-
odds they weren't favored anymore. Hammer that.
No, printing money with Jimmy Knorp. All right, good gambling, everybody.